Hi, it's Rod from Fleet Auto News again, and today I have here with me the Kia Niro EVS. Small SUV crossover EV vehicle, very nice and attractive looking, drives very nicely as I'm about to find out, because today we're going to do something a bit different, or should I say tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to go down to Canberra for business. Normally a trip I do quite comfortably on one tank of fuel, but the Kia here has a range of 460 k's. The return trip to Canberra is somewhere around about 600 k's, so no matter what I do, I'm going to have to recharge it. No way around it. So let's head off tomorrow and see how we go. First up, a bit of info about the Kia Niro EVS. I think it's quite an attractive looking car. Like the colour here, it's very nice. I like the fact that the charge port's at the front, which means when you get to a charging bay, you can just nose it straight in, plug in straight away. Also, quite handy at home for me, because the power points I use to charge cars at home is undercover, and I can just nose the nose of it in there and all the electrics stay dry. The power plant in the Niro here is rated at 150 kilowatts of power and 255 newton meters of torque. So surprisingly sprightly and punchy to drive. The 0 to 100 time Kia lifts around 7.8 seconds, and it gets up and goes. It's not the fastest one about, but it doesn't let itself down either. Well, inside the Niro, it's quite comfortable and good here. Nice comfortable driver position, leather on the steering wheel, very funky rotary dial knob there for the transmission. Leather touch seats, it's all very nice. Wireless Apple CarPlay, my phone's plugged in at the moment, so you can just turn around. What's the stereo like here? We'll just have a turn up. Not bad. Can't complain with that. So it's quite a nice place in here. You've got plug in your phone to have it charged there. It isn't a wireless charging mat down there in this particular model car. You can save a bit of battery power by changing the AC to be driver only, so everyone else has to suffer, but the car probably goes a little bit further. And when you do that, you can see the range on the digital instruments actually increase as you turn off different climate functions and things within the car. I'll put that back on for everyone, even though it's only me here because it's a bit cooler on a warm morning. So yeah, it's quite nice in here. Very nice instrument panels here. We've got the large touchscreen for the infotainment system. I don't have my phone here in the car at the moment, so it's not seeing the iPhone to connect with CarPlay wirelessly. We've got a lovely big instrument cluster, all digital here too. Looks very nice. We can change the drive modes. It's currently in the normal mode. So now go into Sport and Eco. There is also a snow mode there as well, but it's not really relevant here in Australia, at least in summer. Got the rotary dial gear selector there, reverse drive, neutral, push button in the middle for park, electric handbrake. Got room in there to store your phone. I've got my cable there, but as I said, the phone's not in the car at the moment. But it's not a charge mat down there. It is not. Auto hold. Very nice leather type surface seats. Looks all pretty good here. But wait, the cup holder test. There we are. Cup holder there. Oh, that's pretty disastrous. I could just fall her over anyway. What's going on? That's not good at all. We've got two little holes there to put it in, but what goes on? There's a trick. You put it in there and you push the button. push the button and whooshka, out pops the cup holder. Very good, nice decent size, holds the cup in there nice and firm. Very good. Boot space now, looks quite good in there. Underneath the flap, oh, some more charge cables there, a little sunshade thing, and under here is the mobility kit, as they call it, temporary repair kit, with a little gum device down there, as there is no spare wheel. Boot space is pretty good. Just push that down there, one side down, unlock the other and let it go down, and there's quite a large space in there. Very practical. Just take a quick look under the bonnet here. We open her up. Oh, there's me gas struts. Love them. All very much as expected here inside with an electric motor. Not much to do. Some washer bottle there, very important, that one. And then under here we undo the little clip, and there's the nice storage box there with the 240 volt AC charger stored in there. So it's easy to find when you want to plug it in to charge up at home. Very good. Charge times on this vehicle. Using the AC charger, it takes up to 9 hours and 25 minutes to raise the battery level from 10% to 80%. Out on the road tomorrow, if I find a 50 kilowatt charger that's free and available to use, I'm hoping that it'll charge the car, Kia says, in about 1 hour and 5 minutes. If I'm really fortunate and find a 350 kilowatt charger, the charge time from 10% to 80% drops to 43 minutes. And that'll be a really good and handy thing to find, because 40 odd minutes it's time to have a bite to eat, a cup of coffee, while you just sit in comfort and wait for the car to charge. But we'll find out tomorrow what happens. So let's go. Here we are, heading out to Canberra today. The task is, can I go to Canberra and back in a day in an EV? Done it many times in a petrol car before, but never in an EV. So how's the range anxiety going to go? How's the charging facilities? How is that all going to play out? I don't know. Got my coffee and we're heading off. Let's give it a go. Here at Marulan on my way south, at the charge station. First little issue or problem is there's two different types of plugs. The one that I need is currently in use. The other one here on this side doesn't fit, so I have to wait my turn. Charging at BP Marulan on my way down to Canberra. It's going really well here. So it's all plugged in and charging there. Been going for 8 minutes and it's taken it up about 8%, so it's about 1% per minute. It's doing quite well. Time for a coffee, I think. Well, we've just left the rest stop at Lake George, heading towards the ACT now. We'll stop back up at Marulan for about 45-50 minutes, and that took me up to about 84% charge on the fast charger there, which, as an added bonus, was free. So that's always good. Currently sitting just on 240k range to go before I need to charge again, but I'll probably charge after I leave the ACT heading north this afternoon. But it's all going well so far, except for the weather. Inclement at the moment, but that doesn't affect the drive that much. Just strikes me driving the Niro here, how comfortable and quiet it is. There's plenty of power on tap. Adaptive cruise control still gets up my nose when it freaks out, it sees another car and slams the brake on first. But it drives pleasantly, comfortably, and given good range, very comfortable day travelling. Well, here we are. Here we are, we've made it to the ACT. Still got over 200 k's range to go. Well, I found another free charger here in Canberra. This one's here at IKEA. But it's not the fastest charger going around. It's been on for about an hour and it's only gone up by about 10% since I started charging. Which leaves me a bit of a question, am I going to have the range to get home tonight? Yeah, it can't wait here forever, so we'll unplug and see how we go. ACT, now back into New South Wales. Well, Charge Fox was a bit of a fail there, so we'll drive further north and probably go back to the BP at Marulan South to get ourselves a bit of charge to get home. Onward and upward, as they say. Well, here I am back at the BP Marulan southbound, waiting to pull in here and use the charger. Getting a bit long in the tooth at this stage, especially after the Goldman supercharger failure. That supercharger run by Charge Fox didn't work at all. But here I am pulling in, waiting to get my turn to charge. The gentleman you see here with his Tesla has only just arrived. So I waited over an hour for him to finish charging his car, which he was perfectly entitled to do. I just had to wait my turn for the Type 2 plug, And when I did get to plug it in, I then spent over an hour charging as well. 2 hours extra roadside that wasn't planned on, and by this stage I was getting really a bit over it all. But got to push on to get home that night. That's what it's about. Well, what's the answer to the question? I got home. So can you go Sydney to Canberra and return in one day in an EV? Well, yes you can. How well it went? Probably, yeah. Could I have planned it better? Possibly. But I did want to take the car out basically as you would take a petrol car out. Get in and go, and away you go. So there's that element to it, which I think worked out being pretty accurate. It was very late at night when I got home last night, but some of the charging stations, well, the Maroolan one, which I went to twice, both times I had to wait to other vehicles to finish charging before I could get a go. The one at IKEA in Canberra wasn't a very fast and powerful charger, so it did take a lot of time for not a lot of charge. And then there was the Charge Fox supercharger at Goulburn, where 2 of them were out of order and the third one just wouldn't accept payment, so I couldn't get charged at all, and that cost me a fair bit of time and anxiety as well, trying to figure out where I was going to get this car charged. Having said all that, the task we set out was to go from Sydney to Canberra and return in one day with an EV. And on the minimal planning I did, it did ultimately achieve that aim. So you can do it. Charging infrastructure will improve. I hope my planning skills improve a bit as well, but you can do it. Bit of forethought, you'll be fine. Around town, you don't really need just doing suburban trips, that kind of level of planning, but the more remote you go, the more you'll have to think about it and plan, because the car will only charge at so fast a rate, the chargers have to be available, and how much time you ultimately spend waiting around to charge or for the vehicle to be charged is a bit of a variable at the moment. As charging infrastructure improves, all of it will improve obviously. Any case, interesting exercise, something I haven't done before with an EV. So I commend it to you, saying, look, yeah, think about it. EVs, they are coming more and more, so it will become more practical for you. I'm Rod from Fleet Auto News. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked this video, please hit the like button below and the subscribe button so you can be kept up to date with all the latest happenings here at Fleet Auto News. Thanks for watching. Just one final little note. Since doing the Canberra trip, I did take this car up to Newcastle where I had an overnight stay. I found some better superchargers up there and things went really well. Charged up neatly and quickly, no problems at all. The only bugbear was the hotel I stayed in actually had a Tesla supercharger or Tesla charging point. It wasn't actually a supercharger there, and it basically refused to recognise this car even existed. The Type 2 plug fit, but it no charge at all. But even with that little setback, I found close to the hotel another charge point, an NRMA free one, which charged at a really rapid rate, and in less than 50 minutes I got the car back up over 90% charge and could end up driving all the way back to the Sydney that afternoon, no problems at all. Just something to consider.